So instead of me asking your name, I'll instead ask you to be the victim in this particular matter.
I am.
Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, Your Honor.
Take a deep breath and yell out slowly. You don't worry about rushing in.
Okay.
And I do have to hear you, so you have to speak.
On September 16th, 2019, my life changed forever. I let Allison Weaver in my home, and in return she tried to kill me. If the police hadn't shown up when they did, from neighbors calling 911, I wouldn't be here today. I have some memories of the attack that night, like bits and pieces of a horror movie. First of waking up in my own bed to find her in some animal-like crawling position, naked, ready to pounce on me. Her strangling me, the expression on her face, until I was unconscious. The extreme pain I felt as I regained consciousness and could not move from being raped, beaten, and literally eaten alive from head to toe. I knew in my head what was happening to me, and I couldn't do a thing about it. And then she whispered the words, "You have to die." I begged her, "I'll do anything you want." But she laughed and replied, "It's too late," and began strangling me again a second time. This time I saw my loved ones flash before my eyes, and I saw a bright light, and I saw the end of my life. That's all I remember until the hospital. I do remember seeing pure evil in her eyes, though, and I truly believe nothing can save her. Every hour of every day I deal with excruciating pain because of what she did to me and the countless bite wounds, including my breasts and vagina. I have permanent nerve damage all over my face and body. She bit off my ear and literally consumed parts of me, like my cheek, for instance. The pain in my neck, shoulder, and back, even with physical therapy, is only getting worse. I have been trying to avoid more surgeries if possible than I've already had. Talking about this does not fully express my emotions. The hundreds of pictures of what she did to me are absolutely horrendous and disgusting to look at. I am unrecognizable in those photos, and they just begin to show what this cannibalistic rapist put me through, all the while with a smile on her face. I'm learning to live with the pain and countless scars, as well as the countless stares I receive. But what is scaring me is the nonstop visions of her demon eyes killing me, and the fact that she will try to do this again someday. No one knows why she chose me to be her victim that night. The doctors at the hospital said it was nothing short of a miracle that I survived that attack that night. In closing, I don't think it's fair that she has taken so much away from me that I can never get back. She stole a part of me. She broke a part of me. She took away my sense of safety and trust, and so much more. Everything that this thing has done to me deserves more than 10 to 15 years behind bars. I will be living with these problems, pains, images, and fears for the rest of my life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't do address you by your name out of respect, but what you did was important, and I appreciate you standing by that. And I appreciate you being here. It was critical, and hopefully you can move on. I hope your physical and emotional pain does ease somewhat. I know it's hard to say, but I do wish you the very best. Thank you again for helping me.
Thank you. Judge, obviously, this is probably right up there with the top 3 most heinous cases I've ever had. And I think there was a resolution that was worked out in this case to all the original charges that the defendant faced, to the maximum penalty that she can get on those charges. I've had obviously a number of conversations with the victim in this case about that resolution and ultimately getting to that resolution. I still believe that it is the best ultimate outcome for this case and for everyone involved. And I'm asking the court, having heard all that, reading through the PSI, to still follow the Killebrew agreement in this case, Your Honor.
Ms. Weaver, do you have anything to say today?
I would
Address me.
I would like to apologize to the victim and to her family, and also to my family as well. I do feel really, really horrible about what happened. I wish I could take it away.
Do you have any idea why you did what you did that night? Were you under any other influence but, I think it's marijuana, but also alcohol?
I think other than some prescription medication.
Prescription medication. Have you ever done anything like this?
No.
The victim started off, her statement was, it was like being in a horror movie. And I wrote that down because when I reviewed the PSI, and I had to read it a few times because I couldn't believe what I was reading. And then when I talked to Mr. Cabot about it, first thing out of his mouth was, it was like reading a script for a horror movie. I can't even imagine what you were going through. I've never seen any pictures from it or any photographs, and I can't imagine what the scene looked like. And I've never ever understood anyone being violent toward another human being. But I've said it, which I've never said twice in the same way, but I've been up here for 25 years, and I've seen murder cases that were not nearly as violent as this case. And I can't imagine psychologically where you were in doing this to her, and the excuses that were made for it. And then this was the first time I saw the medical records in terms of all the wounds on her body and her face and her genitalia. Horrific is not even the word for it. I mean, what man suffers on to man, we've all heard that before, but this is an abomination. And the strength that you showed, ma'am, in showing up here today and making your statement is amazing, and I appreciate it. And you should know how strong you are, that you're able to come up here and say your piece. Many others could not have done that. And I hope you use that strength to go forward. And don't let her make you any less than what you are. And that is an incredibly strong human being who has amazing support. I've said this before. I've read all those letters. You have an amazing support system who only want the very best for you. And I do wish you everything to become as completely healthy as possible in every way. And thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
I know you want more time than has been bargained by the prosecutor's office. But understand what was bargained for, the guidelines are lower than the Killebrew. In other words, they bargained for a higher sentence than I would have to give reasons to go higher than the guidelines. And that's not necessary here because there was an agreement for it. And I think this is the correct resolution to this particular matter. Because I don't think that these charges would ever have intended to reflect what actually happened here. These charges are not what was seen here. So in some ways, it's a gift what these charges are. It could have been worse. And I'm glad it wasn't worse for you physically. So I will follow the guide of the Killigrew in this matter. And I do set the court, having reviewed the probation department's report and recommendation following the Killigrew does sentence you 10 years to 15 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections, 34 days jail credit. Count 2, counts 3, 4, and 5, 57 months to 10 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections, 34 days jail credit, $60 DNA costs, $100 convictions fee, $270 state costs, attorney's fees to be determined. Comply with DNA testing, HIV testing, sex offender registration requirements, no contact. I'll just say with the victim in this matter, the name will be on the report.
Thank you, Judge.
In any manner whatsoever. You have 42 days to effect certain appeals. You cannot afford an attorney. One will be appointed before I appeal by leave. This is a plea deal. Mr. Lynch, if you could please acknowledge Appellate's rights. Mr. Lynch, if you could please acknowledge Appellate's rights.
I will, Judge. So acknowledge. May we approach this very briefly?
Certainly.
Sorry about that, Judge.
Just, I guess now there's some rule where you're not supposed to say attorney fees because it's children, but it's not supposed to be. Okay, I just remember seeing the email, so I thought that was part of it.
Judge, I just realized when we went through the jail credit that on the face sheet of the PSI itself, not the sentence recommendation page, where it lists the final charges, it does say jail credit for 33 days. I think to comport with the Department of Corrections recommendation, that should be 34.
We'll make that change, Ron.
Thank you.
What page?
It's just the face sheet.
Second page.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.